Assalamu alaikum everybody, this is Mr. Mudathir and this is ICT, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can create a table using HTML. Let me create a folder over here and name it project. Alright, to create a web page we're going to need to use a notepad. Alright, so I'm going to start with exclamation mark dot type space HTML. Remember that the doc type is the only tag that you write in caps. This one right here is the only thing that you're going to write in caps when you're using HTML. Now I'm going to open the HTML tag. Alright, I'm not going to open header. Let's open a head, sorry, and then close. Let's open the title, close the title. I don't need a title at this moment. And it doesn't matter if for the rest of the code, if you write in cap or in small letter, it's not going to matter at all. All right, so let's close the head. Now let's open the body. Okay, in the body, I'm going to create the table. Now let's close the HTML. Now, while creating a table, your tag is going to be simply table. Yeah, but I want the table to have a border with a size one pixel. So I'm gonna write table space border equals, hold on a second, in between quote 1 and close the tab. So this is your first tag when creating a table. Now we have records. When we're creating a table using HTML, we use records, and the record tag is tr, meaning table record. Now we have created the first record in our table. Now we need to add data inside the record. Now I'm going to write TD, which is short for data. Now my purpose here is to create a table that looks a lot like this or similar to this. Now this is the record. This is the first record. It has red, 36%. It has a caption over here. We're going to get to that later. But the data in the first record is red and 36. Yeah, so I'm going to minimize this. Now I'm going to write red. Now I'm going to close TD because this is the data that I want in the first cell in our record. Now I want to add another data in the same record. Now I'm going to open another TD and I'm going to write 36%. Now I want to close this data. Now I'm done with my first record unless I want to add another column or add another cell in the table. I can start writing again TD and carry on with my information. But this is it because I have two columns over here or two cells in the first record, right? So I'm going to close the tr using a forward slash. Now I'm going to start with the second record right here. So I'm going to open another record, tr. Now I want to fill the record with information, so I'm going to use TD. I want to write green 23%. So green is for, I'm going to need a TE for green and another TE for 23%. So green, close the TD. The second piece of data that I want to add is 23%. You can write whatever you want. Close the TD. Yeah. Now I have to close the TR with a forward slash. Now let's add the third and last record, blue 41%. So I'm gonna open another TR And I'm gonna close the TR, but in between over here, I'm gonna write TD. What's the color? Blue, right? Blue, 41%. Blue. Close the tab table data. Now make some spaces. Just for the record that all the spaces that I have over here are ignored by the HTML. The computer is not going to add those spaces. It's just the way that I'm organizing my code. That's it. So let's open another TD. TD. How much was it? It was 41%. 41%. We can have spaces over here. The spaces in between the tag can be read. TD. All right. So now I've completed all the cells inside my table, all the records and all the data inside of it. Now I want to run this table, but then there's something that I forgot to close. Now I open the table over here. Now I have to close it right here. Table. That is it. Let's try this code, and if we made any trouble, let's debug it. File, save, go to the desktop because that's where I created my folder and I named it project. Now, how to name it? Write the page name. You can write table test whatever you want, and then dot htm or html. It's up to you. Let's press save. Minimize and go to your project. When you see the Internet Explorer logo over here or icon over here, that means you saved it correctly. Choose whatever browser that you want to choose. I'm going to choose Chrome because this is the browser that I use when I'm surfing the internet. And there it is. Let's zoom a little bit. Plus, 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 plus. And that is my table. But then I can actually increase the border line over here by going back to the project right here. And I can say, let's try to see the table without a border. File, save, scrolling back to the table, sorry, the web page, refresh. That is how it looks without a border, right? Let's try to see how it looks with a border. Equals quotation. Let's try 3 quotation. This should work. Border equals 3. File, save, scrolling back to the page and refresh. So the line is thicker right now. All right, let's add a caption. In order to add a caption to your table, you're going to have to come to the first tag that you created on your table. These are the codes that you use to create a table. Come to the first tag, which is table. Go to the end of it and press enter. The caption has to be right below tab. And the code is caption. Let's write the caption that we want, which is basically a text, whatever text that you want. I'm going to go ahead and write color the British spelling. Now I'm going to close caption. Control plus save, Control plus S, scrolling back to the web page, and refresh. See, now I've added a caption to the table. Now, what I find a little bit boring in creating a table, so far it's really easy and you can memorize it whatever you want and create whatever tables that you want. But there's something boring about tables is that tables have a head, a body, and a foot. So tables have a header, a body, and a footer, which is like entirely not necessarily, but we have to learn it because we don't need to create a header. We already have a header over here. But let's find out what does it add to the code. Let's go back to the code and create a header, body, and footer. All right, so the header, precisely or obviously, the header is going to be at the top of the table, but right below the caption. So let's create a header. The code to create a header is t head. All right. Now I have created a header. Now we have 2 tags that we need to remember. In order to write in the header, we have to use a table record. Yeah, we use that before table record. Now we opened another record over here, but at the top. Yeah, but if we want to type inside the record, we're not going to use td. We're going to use th. Yeah, so this is my first data. This is like the data that you're going to add in the header. Instead of td, in the header we write th. And that is one of the things that I find really boring about creating a table. It was fun until they decided to change things a bit here. They could have just used td, right? All right, table header. Let's write color, the British spelling, and let's close the th. Now I added the word color over here at the top of this column. All right, now let's add another header to the top of this column. Th. Let's write percentage. Close. Let's be a little bit neat and write in caps. Close the th. Now, what is the thing that I need to create or I need to close before running this code? Two things, the tr and the th. Yeah, so let's close the tr first. Tr and t header or head. Let's try to run this program and or the web page and see if we made any mistakes. Going back to the page and F5. So basically, when you have a header, it brings you whatever text that you write inside of it in bold, and it's aligned in the center. It's aligned in the center. Yeah, that's the only use for the header tag. Now let's write a footer. Okay, right below the head, we're not, because the footer shows at the bottom. You would think that you should write it at the bottom of the code, but no, you can write the footer right after the head. T foot. That is our code. Now we're going to use exactly the same thing over here. We're going to open a record. Yeah. So open tag tr, close tag. This time, just like the rest of the records, we're going to use td, table data. Oh, td. And I can write information. Let's say total. Close the td. And another td. And I'm going to say 100%. Close the td. Now there are two things that I need to close before ending this footer. Tr and oh, I forgot the forward slash. It's a really common mistake that we really need to avoid. All right, so I think this is it. Let's run the code and see if we need to do any debugging or any fixing. Save and F5. See? It added the footer right. Now earlier, for the last parts of this video, earlier we said that header tables have head, body, and foot. So far we used the head and we used the foot. Let's try to use the T body to figure out what does it do. All right, I'm back to my code. This is the beginning of the table, and this is, let me use the keyboard. This is the head part, and this is the foot part, and this is my table, right? Up until here. Yeah. So over here, I'm gonna type T. Oh, what did I do? Oh, right here. So I'm gonna write T body. Close it, and this is basically the whole body of the table up until here. So I'm gonna go, before closing the tab entirely, I'm gonna go and close the body. And it's not just body, it's T body. Let's save and see how different is going to look. Not this one, right here. Yes, F5. Nothing precisely happened. It's just it's telling the computer that this is the body of the. So this is it for now. We have learned how to create tables using the tab table, yeah, and we added borders, and we learned that numbers over here in the border are nothing but the size of the border that you're going to add. We created a caption over here, and then let's get to this part later. We learned that TR starts the first row on your table, and TD gives you the data that you want to have on the first cell on your table. And then another TR, you have to close the first TR. Once you're done with the first record, for example, this one right here, once you're done with the first record, you're going to have to close the TR and start another TR for the second record, yeah? And you go on that way until you're done with the table. And then we learned how to add a header, and adding a header to the table makes the header looks a little bit distinguished, just like this one right here. And we add a header by using the tag thead, and we open a record just like any other part of the table. But this time in the head, we don't use td to add information or add data. We use th, which means table head. It's short for table head, yeah, but we don't actually write head. We just write th, and then we start writing the data over there, and then we close the tr, and then we close the head. This is a really common mistake, forgetting to close something that you have already opened. All right, then we add a foot or a footer by using the tag tfoot, and then we open a record, and then we use, this time, just like any other cell, we use td to add data, table data. Yeah, we close the table record, and we close the foot. Yeah. Now, when you start writing your table, if it has a header and a footer, you have to write tbody so that you tell the web browser that this is the body of the table, and then you close the table. Well, I think so far this is inclusive of all the options that you need, or the tags that you need to create a table. You can create a table. Let's have an example over here. You can create a table just like this one. I'm not sure what is it for exactly, but it has a day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then hours, 6 hours, 4.5 hours, and so on. So uh, I think after watching this video, you're definitely gonna create. You're gonna be able to create something like this. Of course, this has to be a header, and this is the body of the table. And this table doesn't have a caption, so we can add a caption to that. Well, that is it. Thank you very much. All the best. Take care.